Well, college football fans are anxious to see how NC State's season unfolds as the Wolfpack secure a big win at home. Good evening, I'm Nick Sturdivant. Right now, tickets are sold out for the season, which means over 50,000 fans will pack Carter-Finley Stadium every other Saturday. CBS 17's Amalia Roy joins us live in Raleigh with some tips for anyone trying to get around that area on game day. Amalia.
In Raleigh, Amalia Roy, CBS 17 News.
Definitely some good advice. A hot ticket in town. Thanks, Amalia. Well, we're also keeping track of another big football game. This one underway over 2,000 miles away as the Eagles of NC Central University take on the 24th ranked team in the country, UCLA. Chris Clark is there and watched as Eagles head coach Trey Oliver shook hands with law enforcement officers who escorted him into the Rose Bowl. The players and the Sound Machine marching band following close behind, ready to shine in the national spotlight.
Just bringing the culture of HBCU to the Rose Bowl, just showing what HBCU can do during a football game. You know, without the band is just a game at the end of the day. So once we get on the field, perform, do what we got to do, we put on the show for sure.
And our Chris Clark is in Pasadena covering the game. He'll have the complete report tonight on CBS 17 News at 11. Well, Democrats and Governor Roy Cooper are furious over Republican lawmakers' negotiations to pass a state budget. We reached out to State Representative Jason Saine, a top budget writer in the State House. He told us a vote is coming up next week. We've also learned the budget proposal would essentially pull plans to expand casinos and state Medicaid expansion from the budget plan. Instead, casinos and Medicaid would be together in a separate bill from the budget. We're told medical marijuana also is not on the budget proposal. Representative Saine says votes for the budget and the Medicaid casino bill are now expected to take place on Wednesday and Thursday. Governor Roy Cooper slammed Republicans on social media. In a tweet, he says people are right to be suspicious, calling lawmakers' actions the most brutally dishonest legislation scheme he's seen in his 3 decades. Look for updates on this story throughout the evening right here on CBS 17, along with our website and the CBS 17 News app. Also tonight, perfect weather for a different type of competition, one many football fans can relate to. Crowds of people flock to Clayton for the town's first ever barbecue challenge. CBS 17's Harrison Grubb is live. And Harrison, I have just one question for you. Did you save me a plate?
I didn't even get a plate myself, unfortunately. Live in Clayton, Harrison Grubb, CBS 17 News.
Hey, Harrison, I can't be mad at you. At least you kept it honest with me. All right, thanks, Harrison. Well, police in Southern Pines are investigating a drowning. Officers were helping EMS involuntarily commit an emotionally distressed man when he ran off. This happened around 11 o'clock on Canterbury Road. Officers say they were trying to de-escalate the situation when Philip House started swimming away in a lake in the Highlands Trails community. Officers tried to save him, but he ended up drowning. Well, Durham police are looking for the person responsible for a deadly early morning shooting. Officers say someone drove Aaron Parker to the hospital after he was shot on Highway 54 around 1:30. The 30-year-old did not survive his injuries. Right now, investigators do not have any suspects in custody, but say the shooting appears to be an isolated incident. And no word of any arrests linked to an overnight shooting in Raleigh. Officers were called to an apartment complex on Cedar Forest Way in response to a shooting around 8 o'clock. That's where they found a man with a gunshot wound. He was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. No word on his condition at this hour. We're working to get more information on a grim discovery made in the parking lot of a fast food restaurant here in Raleigh. Officers tell us someone found a person dead outside of the McDonald's on Blue Ridge Road near Crabtree Valley Mall. Investigators have not released the person's identity or a possible cause of death. Apex firefighters respond to a propane gas leak. Crews, including Raleigh Hazmat, were called to the area near the Dixie Pipeline Company around 8:30 this morning. Firefighters tell us the leak happened after a hose came off of a tanker truck. They closed off parts of East William Street from Lufkin Road to Technology Drive for about 30 minutes while crews worked to close the valve. Firefighters say about 20 to 30 gallons of propane leaked. Post-tropical storm Lee causing poor road conditions from New England up through the Canadian East Coast. As the storm makes landfall in Nova Scotia, forecasters warn Lee is still capable of producing hurricane-force winds. Dangerous surf conditions and torrential rain on millions of people as well. And states of emergency have also been declared for Massachusetts and Maine. Tens of thousands of customers are without power from Maine to Nova Scotia. And Lance, that's something we have not had to deal with here. It's been perfect weather today.
Yeah, no, we had a great afternoon for us here today. You can see where Lee made landfall now.